making a bone about it, but they accept it, okay? If we start keeping that going up now, there's going to be a problem. I'm seeing a huge swing now in what my client wants. They don't want to spend $500,000 anymore. They're walking in the door, they're saying to me, what's the smallest plan you got, and what's your cheapest house that we can start with? And then from that point, they are going to, you know, all the little upgrades and extras. But they are asking the question, why is it that this house is X amount of dollars? Well, because there's development charges, there's taxes, there's this, there's that. There's all these costs that are not tangible. They cannot touch, and they won't pay for it. We are at a nice pace right now. I feel that if we do anything with these development charges, and I'm not asking to go backwards. I understand we need them. Okay, we've got a fantastic building department. Randy Levy, Don Welton, Jackie Mason, they are doing a fantastic job. I mean, us contractors are very, very demanding, and they are keeping up and they're doing great work. So I understand that we need development charges, we need growth, but I'm saying please do not or reconsider anteing this up at all at this point. Okay, if we've got a huge influx of more people coming this way and you want to revisit this in a couple years, great, I'm all for it. As far as commercial goes, I'll take this to the next step as from a builder to now a developer. I'm into my last phase at Harborside Village, so now I'm starting to think, well, what am I going to do now? Am I going to invest another $3, $4, $5 million in a community that is going to kill me right off the get-go? Absolutely not. I can go a half a mile north and be in South Huron and not pay any of these. So, and trust me, this is not a threat. It's just it's reality, and I'm worried about it. So I want to keep in Grand Bend. I want to keep building houses for these guys, for their people that they're employing. I want the people to come. Grand Bend's a fantastic place. We have it all, but we really got to be careful with what we do with these charges. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Councillor Russell, you're proposing a motion that...
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank you for asking us to open it up. I think it was good that we continued this on. We didn't ignore you. I think we missed your hand. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
You were quite well spoken.
Yeah, I forgot you said you
can't speak.
Shaking it.
As an old contractor, it's not really true. You are a doer. But I'd just like to say, Mr. Mayor, that we've heard a lot of different things, but I think probably the more important thing that we heard was we did the right thing by putting it off for a year again. Obviously, there are bones of contention about this bylaw still that are deep and statistical and whatever. And I think Gary made a good comment. It's our bylaw to pass, and it should be done so that we're studying it and keeping on top of things, and that's what we decided a year ago that we would continue on. So I think I'd like to make a motion that we pass the proposed bylaw with these changes and it be put in place for 1 year. The first thing is that we freeze the existing 1 year, for 1 year. We freeze the existing rate, in other words, the current rate for this 1 year as we look at the new one. In other words, the existing rate, not the current rate, 9,800. We freeze it for 1 year. We also make a reduction of 33% for all commercial and all commercial zonings in the whole municipality, not just the quarters.
33% or?
Like 66% reduction.
66% reduction to 33% of the going rate in all commercial, not just the core, which will hopefully encourage. And the third thing that I'd like to see is that agricultural greenhouses be treated just as was talked to, and I think it was talked to. I missed the council meeting when Martin was here, but he talked to the idea of it being it's basically farming with glass. It's what it is, and I'd like to see it apply to that the whole thing for greenhouses for the large scale one be exempted. There'll be no charge per acre. There'll be no charge. The water rates will take care of it because of the volume.
Are there two bylaws, Pam?
Just
Both greenhouse types?
Can I finish my motion?
Is that
where you want to talk to it?
I'm thinking of ways to do it.
Okay, well, no, but let me finish. Can I finish my motion?
Yeah. And then
Okay, and that we, as part of this instruction, is what we do is we do, and we have the full figures to talk to the issue of challenges to forecasting, the master plan within 6 months from Gary,
Patty had her hand up to speak to.
I just was gonna say, we could probably, just looking at the way the bylaw is structured, we can probably take, we've defined greenhouse, we've defined different greenhouses, right? We've agricultural, or greenhouse, farm, large scale. We could put in the exemptions, just a thought, including that, the agricultural exemption, including that. And again, too, even with the commercial greenhouse, we could change the Schedule B that we have for commercial greenhouse and say, the charge only applies to the area accessible to the public. So that would be the retail space in our other greenhouses. And then you discount by councillor's recommendation, you've discounted that to 33%.
Yep.
Is that, and then, okay, I'm trying to clear this in my mind too, because,
You're
you know,
cooking.
we're gonna
You're
bring
cooking.
back bylaw. And so then you've also made the motion that we're just gonna freeze all the rest of the charge, which is residential, all we've got left.
For 1 year.
For 1 year at the existing 99.80, whatever it is right now. Okay, clear. I just wanted to make sure I was getting it.
So,
So,
I'll try to.
again, greenhouses, okay? Very vague on this. Okay, so, great big building, lots of plastic, lots of plants. They're all gonna be down to 33% with, no.
No, it's an agricultural use, it's
That's
exempt from the development charge.
So they're all gonna be exempt.
Yeah.
And the only space that's gonna be applied to the commercial rate of 33% will be the space where people can go in and get their stuff.
In the commercial.
In the commercial
In the,
nature.
not the farm related.
Oh, I think that's reasonable.
That's in keeping with the map,
Okay.
because they do accept flowers as agricultural.
Got there it is.
Could I ask Paul a question? Is that possible? I need to ask you as a builder and a developer as well, whether some of these developments that have been sitting dormant, like for example, the Wellington development, the South Bend Estates, your visions for the future, all of these things, if we dropped the development charge for residential, let's say for $2,000 to $7,900, whatever it is, and then phase it back in over 5 years, back to current levels, do you think we would see a significant increase in some of these developments that had stayed dormant in the immediate future? Or are there, from your perspective, are there other factors which are holding that?
Honestly, I'd love to say yes, absolutely. Truthfully, I don't believe it'll make a difference, no.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. That's good, thank you.
I have a question.
It's no,
Let me ask you a question.
And I guess the increase is at $250 a year for the next 5 years, or 5 years. Is that going to make a difference? That question was asked.
just the
That's
oh, yes. Can I just follow up your question?
not
on
part
that?
of the motion. Counselor Bonstein,
Huh?
sorry.
I guess we've set a precedent as local developers here. I'd like to ask them a question. One of the things that's
Don't
been
put me on the
bothering
hot seat
me,
now.
I'm gonna suggest you're gonna speak for who is not here, because they
Okay.
should have been here if they were interested.
Yeah.
But in the north end of it, this is something that has bothered me. Since we have put a moratorium on zones 3 and 4 in terms of the sewer development,
Yes.
I'm asking, I want an honest response. Would it be helpful to you in terms of an incentive, if you are building in those areas, that we amend the 2006 master sewer plan to reflect that and stop charging the $22.95?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask you to make a friendly amendment to that effect, that this council amend the 2006 master plan to reflect the reality of today, which is there is no sewer development proposed for the next 20 years unless irrefutable proof is done, because we've already got our phase 1 plan here.
I don't know that that's.
But it's part of development charges.
Yeah,
It's $2,295 on development charge, you've just heard from the developer.
No, that's a totally different motion
Yeah,
than that.
that's a
All right, I'll make it after this.
That's changing the master plan for sewer.
All right, I'll make it after this.
Please do.
Not a friendly amendment. I don't think it goes with this one. This is direction to pass the bylaw that the treasurer has told us we should have ready for the 17th. Isn't that wonderful? That's what this motion's for, to make those changes so that we can actually have a bylaw in place for January 1st. So maybe the next motion?
I will.
Yes.
No problem.
They're totally
But that's why I
different
made this, was to get, we do have to make that big issue.
Yeah.
Right.